Well, Marco Sanchez Cantillo is the Deputy Director of the Agricultural Development Economics Division at the UN's Food and Agriculture Organization in Rome. Good to have you with us. The latest report on food security by the FAO is very bleak reading. World hunger is on the increase, undernourishment is on the increase, severe food insecurity is on the increase. How concerned are you about the current food situation?
Thank you very much. Yes, well, you summarized it very well. We are quite concerned. But to be very honest with you, this is not getting us by surprise. There have been analyses that we have been conducted ever since we launched this report in 2017, identifying the main drivers of food insecurity, malnutrition, and hunger in the world. And ever since we had said clearly that there were three main drivers getting us into the wrong direction in terms of what we want to achieve by 2030, which is zero hunger. One driver at that time in 2017, in this very same report that we are launching today, was conflict. So at that time, we were already seeing how conflicts, which are very localized, not as big as the one that we have nowadays in the war in Ukraine, were already doing, very bad harm in many countries in the world. But then the day after, through this report, we identified that climate extremes and climate variability were another driver in taking us in the wrong direction. And the third driver, of course, is the economic contractions, the economic crisis that many countries experience, and they have experienced by history. Now, the difference is that now the COVID-19 pandemic comes, and all the measures to contain it were causing harm as well. As we know, there were disruptions in food supply chains, and there were economic slowdowns and downturns all over the world because we needed to contain the health crisis. Now, this is like a recipe, and then if you want to, put the cherry on top of the cake, to put it in that term, then you have the war now. And the war is basically another conflict. It's not something that catches by surprise, and it's just the tip of the iceberg that is telling us there are very structural aspects. Now, all of this you need to take into account in a context where inequalities has been exacerbated. So there are many inequalities, and many vulnerable populations in the world cannot really stand these drivers compared to others who can.
You mentioned the inequalities that we see, particularly in low to middle income countries. Do you think agriculture is being adequately supported by governments in those countries in terms of policies relating to trade and finance and agriculture?
I'm very happy that you asked me this question because the report that we are launching today with our partners typically has a thematic analysis. I mean, we present the main trends, but then we try to explain what is going on and what will be solutions. One thing that we are observing is that we are in a war of economic downturns. So many countries in the world have public finances which are very constrained. It's not that they can just, come and help people just like that. But at the same time, the report this year notices that about $630 billion are being spent to support food and agriculture. Then you wonder, what is going on? This is a lot of money per year, and we want to understand where is this money being spent. And what we are trying to see is that we are spending in ways that, number one, are inefficient. Number two, they are inequitable in the sense that not all farmers or not all consumers or not all population groups can benefit from this agricultural support. And number three, many of these are not resulting in reducing the cost of the nutritious foods that make a healthy diet for everybody to afford it. And number four, many of these support measures go for ways of support that are environmentally unsustainable. So then the report, what it's trying to tell us is that we could really use the current budgets that are allotted to food and agriculture in many parts of the world to spend much better and achieve better results for all these vulnerable populations that are having a very hard time nowadays.
Thank you so much for putting that into context for us. Good to speak with you. Marco Sanchez Cantillo there.